Welcome to Healing from Emotional Abuse, the award-winning podcast that sheds light on the journey from victim to survivor. I'm your host, Marissa F. Cohen, and I'm thrilled to have you join us on this empowering and healing adventure. The Healing from Emotional Abuse podcast isn't just another conversation. It's a sanctuary for those who have endured abuse and are determined to reclaim their lives. Through interviews with inspiring survivors, experts, and advocates, we aim to break the silence surrounding abuse and empower our listeners with the knowledge, support, and resources they need to break free from their past. Our mission is to provide a safe space where survivors can share their stories, find solace in knowing they're not alone, and discover the strength within themselves to heal and thrive. Each episode is filled with powerful narratives, practical strategies, and compassionate guidance to help you overcome the lingering effects of abuse and build a brighter future. It brings me immense joy to announce that the Healing from Emotional Abuse podcast has been honored with the prestigious Purple Ribbon Award for Outstanding Domestic Violence Podcasts by DomesticShelters.org, recognizing our commitment to raising awareness about abuse and offering hope to survivors worldwide. We have hit top 10% globally and top podcast in 25 countries. This accolade is a testament to the incredible guests who have shared their stories and the tremendous support from our devoted listeners. Thank you so much. Whether you're a survivor seeking healing, a friend or family member wanting to understand and support, or an advocate dedicated to creating a safer world, this podcast is for you. Our conversations delve into topics such as emotional, physical, financial, and psychological abuse, recovery techniques, self-care strategies, legal rights, and much more. Join us as we embark on this transformative journey together. Subscribe to Healing from Emotional Abuse on your favorite podcast platform. And remember, your story matters, and you have the power to break your silence from the chains of abuse. I'm your host, Marissa F. Cohen, and this is Healing from Emotional Abuse. Let's reclaim our lives and empower one another. Welcome back to the Healing from Emotional Abuse podcast. I'm your host, Marissa F. Cohen, and today we are joined with a really good friend of mine. I just met her a couple weeks ago, but I'm in love.
I feel like we're best friends now.
I know. We talked a lot today too. We got to know each other.
Yes, we did.
Well, presenting Laura Richards. We went to a mastermind together, met in Vegas, and just kind of hit it off instantly. So welcome on, Laura. I'm so excited to have you.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
We're great. Thanks for asking. No, just kidding. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. I will not mind. I do not mind. I'm Laura Richards. I'm from Las Vegas, and for 15 years I was a speech therapist, and but most recently I am a podcaster talking about the things that we don't talk about in the world, like emotional abuse, like we're going to talk about today, and grieving and death and abuse and widowhood and all the things that we don't talk about as women. And so I've been doing that, and I was married for 32 years and recently realized I was being emotionally abused and left that relationship. And so now I'm on my healing journey and trying to make a difference in the lives of others. That's what I'm doing. And I also have 3 amazing grown children.
Very important thing to not forget.
Yes, I try not to forget them. I know. No, not really. No, I love them. And I also have a son-in-law. And so they're amazing. Yes, I'm very thankful that they have survived all of this. So
that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And I will be on Laura's podcast when it comes out. So I'll link that to the show notes here too.
Yep.
And thank you for putting together that podcast, the things that we need to talk about. The more we talk about abuse and widowhood and miscarriages and
all those,
like all these things, the more we talk about them, the less taboo they'll feel to talk about. And also the more information we get, in the last couple of years, this is completely unrelated, but in the last couple of years, we started talking about miscarriages more because women were always blamed for them.
Oh my gosh.
You find out that about 40% of women experience miscarriages, but the 40% are all quiet and have been guilted or feel embarrassed or ashamed. So now, everyone felt like an island, but now we're starting to see, and it's the same thing with abuse.
Yeah.
We're starting to see the real frequency of it.
Well, now you're giving me more ideas.
There you go. I'm happy to help.
And infertility. And, I know people who are struggling with infertility, things like that we just don't. I didn't think of them because we're not talking about them. And one of my really good friends, I said, healing comes in community. She said, but it also comes when you have the conversation. So not just us hanging together, but actually being vulnerable and talking about these things so that we can all heal on our journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody feels silenced because we feel alone, like nobody will understand. And then you find out one person understands and can relate. And then you find out 300 other people can, or in our case, 1.5 million people this year can.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a gross number, 1.5 million women specifically experience abuse every year.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And that's just from the demographic that talks about it,
Right.
Pretty awful.
Yeah.
So Laura, on a happy note,
that's right.
Why don't you tell us your story?
Okay. Well, I can laugh because I'm 9 months out from my divorce and I'm happily divorced. I will say that for the rest of my life, I'm happily divorced because I felt so oppressed for so long. But my ex and I were together for 33 years and, 22-year-old Laura didn't know what she was doing other than she trusted this guy and was looking for love in all the wrong places. And I say that because I know how I was at 22. I just was awkward and insecure. And I felt like, oh, this guy loves me. And I think in his own way, maybe he did. I don't know. I'm still working on all. I'm still trying to unravel what was a lie, what was not a lie, but whatever. I mean, I don't think someone sticks around for 33 years without having something in there, and we had a really good time together and we met in college but I had a long relationship before that with a high school boyfriend. And so I could see why it happened. And so, being 9 months out and learning about narcissism and all this, it's like manipulation. I'm still on this healing journey. It's been amazing to my brain is like unraveling so many years, but I can laugh. I spent a lot of months crying, lots and lots of months crying. I spent a lot of years in my marriage crying, saying, I don't think my husband likes me. I don't know what to do about that. I know, because, they want you to change your world for them, but to treat you like you don't matter, which was like, now that I see that, I'm like, it's so true. Like, you have to change everything so that you can show me that you are devoted to me, but I'm going to treat you like you don't even matter to me. And that was really hard for me because I'm such a words of affirmation kind of person, or here's an idea. I just like to be basically respected in the world and like pretend like you like me.
You're asking for a lot, Laura.
I'm asking for a lot. I know. I wanted my basic wants and needs met. Okay. I don't know.
I know.
Okay. Look, we can laugh now because this is how ridiculous it got. I got it down to one little tiny thing. I was like, I just need my basic. I need you to pretend like you care about me. I don't know. And it was at that point, probably would have been pretending for him. So, I remember going through the honeymoon phase of all the excitement and, he told me he loved me right away and all those things, all the things I wanted to hear, all the things that 22-year-old Laura wanted to hear. We got married really fast. We had both been in long relationships before that. And so we got married really fast, which was okay with me. Thinking back, I was like, yeah, I do want to get married. And I kind of felt like, yeah, I don't want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to start my life, because at that time that seemed like the goal for me. That was like the ultimate goal, be married, have kids, start a family. I was graduating from college. I don't know. It was in the plan, right? It was just, that's what it was for me. Those were my life goals. And so that's what he was offering me. So that's what we were doing. And so it seemed like it was good, but it was all those little things of, we would fight about the same things over and over and over about I wouldn't have done it that way, that you're not really thinking correctly. And I would feel kind of dumb about certain things when I felt like other times when I was with my friends, they'd be like, you're so smart in this area. And I'd be like, really? Because my husband says I'm not. I didn't know what to do. So that was weird. But the biggest thing for me was there was way too much flirting for me from other women. That was my biggest no. That was a crossing a line that I didn't like in our marriage. Don't know that he ever physically cheated on me, but it was enough to bother me. We went to therapy over it like millions of times, and he always promised he would stop. And now he's engaged to his current. I'll promise I'll just stop. She's just my friend.
Oh God. Oh no, she's like my sister.
No, really. We're just friends. Oh yes. She told me that he was like a brother to her. And we were like, okay, yes, but now you guys are getting married. So you're weird.
That's a weird family dynamic, huh? We got a lot of porn about that.
Oh my gosh. And so it's really hard. Yeah, she was a mutual friend. But that was always going on in our marriage. That was the biggest thing for me. I felt very devalued that way. And devaluing, I know, is kind of part of the narcissistic way. I didn't know he was a narcissist until the last year and a half or so. And then I was like, oh, something's happening. I'm being gaslighted. I didn't even know what that was. I just thought my husband's like a jerk to me. Like he's such a jerk, or an asshole, really. But I'm like, or dick. That's my favorite.
Let's just go on a back and forth douchebag. What's next?
Right. I mean, that was my word of choice. I'm like, God, what a dick. Like, it's like, why are you treating me like this? You say you love me. You say you want to, we're making all these plans for the future. We're going to go do this. We're going to go do that. And, nothing was ever good enough. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't doing anything right. And then I made the mistake of, my mom passed away and I grieved.
How dare you?
I know.
Oh, don't.
I know.
You're not allowed to do that.
I know. I tried to have feelings and I was in a trauma from that. And he did not like that. They don't have real feelings, I think. If they're truly, if it's truly a psychological issue, I don't know that they have a lot of true feelings. And so he really did not know what to do. We had 2 deaths in a year and a half in my immediate family from COVID. And so that was really hard. And frankly, we're still kind of reeling from that still to this day. It's coming up on the anniversary of my sister-in-law dying. And, he did not know what to do with that information. He just was like, I just like to choose happiness and not worry about it. Okay, but, like she's dead. Like we don't just choose happiness. I mean,
I'm not confident that narcissists aren't very similar, if not overlapping with like sociopaths who literally do not feel emotion or like can't relate to emotion. Unlock healing and transformation with therapeutic writing. Are you ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery, healing, and personal growth? Introducing our transformative course, Healing from Trauma, Therapeutic Writing. Therapeutic writing is a powerful tool that taps into the depths of your emotions, allowing you to express, explore, and heal from past wounds. Whether you're dealing with trauma, grief, anxiety, or simply seeking self-reflection, this course is designed to guide you on a profound healing journey. Led by experienced facilitators, therapeutic writing provides you with a safe and nurturing environment to delve into your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Through a combination of writing prompts, exercises, and guided reflections, you'll learn how to tap into your inner wisdom and release emotions that may have been buried for far too long. This course is suitable for everyone, regardless of writing experience or skill level. Therapeutic writing is not about perfection. It's about authenticity and self-expression. You'll discover how to use writing as a powerful tool to process your emotions, gain clarity, and cultivate a sense of empowerment. During this course, you'll explore your emotions, learning how to identify and express your emotions through writing, allowing for a deeper understanding of yourself and your experiences, heal from the past, engaging in therapeutic writing exercises specifically designed to help you navigate and heal from past traumas, losses, or challenges, cultivate self-awareness by developing a heightened sense of self-awareness as you explore your thoughts, beliefs, and patterns through introspective writing exercises, foster personal growth, harnessing the power of reflection and intention setting through writing, enabling you to set goals, cultivate positive habits, and manifest your aspirations, and finding your voice by embracing your unique writing style and discovering the power of storytelling as a means of self-expression, empowerment, and connection with others. Join us on this transformative journey as we harness the power of words to heal, grow, and thrive. Enroll in therapeutic writing today and unlock the unlimited potential within you. Visit our website at www.healwithmarissa.com. That's www.heal, H-E-A-L, with, W-I-T-H, Marissa, MARISSA.com to learn more and secure your spot. Together, let's embrace healing, transformation, and the written word.
Yes. I have heard that, and I think there's different levels and kind of like on the spectrum sort of thing, you know what I mean? But I do believe that because there were some days I'm like, you're cold. Like there's a coldness there, but I do know where the trauma comes from for him. And so I see that. And so that was never dealt with. And so it was passed down. And so I refuse to let that happen in my family with my children. We're working on that. I say things, to be like, I don't want you to end up like your dad, but let me be really specific of how I mean that. Because I don't want to be that mom. I don't want to be that ex-wife, but I think there's some concerns, so.
Do you notice any like similar traits in your kids? And you can feel free to not answer that if you're not comfortable.
Actually, I don't. I'm very thankful for that, because I was watching an episode from of a podcast or it was like a video, and I think she may have done a podcast on it too, from Dr. Caroline Leaf. And she was talking about how you prevent narcissism, but build self-esteem. And I think so the running theme in our marriage was that I was a bad mom, but I know that was just part of my devaluing. So I know that I'm a good mom because a lot of the things she was saying, I'm like, oh, I did those things. And so I see really good confidence in my kids, but not narcissism. I see like, it's the difference between saying like, everything you do is great, and here's a trophy for everything you do, compared to, well, you tried your best, and it's the effort that you put in. And so that was just one example. And I said, oh my gosh, that's what I did for my kids. And so thank God I'm not seeing that. And, but the two of them are in therapy, kind of working that out. And so I'm really thankful for that. And I hope they don't mind that I'm just sharing their business.
Well, we won't mention them, but there's like a definitive difference between someone who's high confidence and someone who's narcissistic, right?
Yes. Yes.
Someone with high confidence believes in themselves, and somebody who's narcissistic believes they're better than everybody else. Right. So you could be confident and not narcissistic, and you could be narcissistic and not confident.
Yes.
Which is kind of funny to me, right? Like you feel like you're better than everyone, but you actually don't love yourself at all.
Oh no, for sure. And I thought that was really wild to me that, when I found that out, that they have really low self-esteem and not confident. I just remember my ex coming home from work and someone didn't like him that day for something, and it would devastate him. And I would be like, because I've done a lot of work, inner healing, on being more confident in myself, because I grew up feeling like really insecure and awkward and all those things. And I got sick of being like, I I don't feel like I can function in the world. And I just want to be okay that if I make a mistake, it's okay in this world. And he would come home and it would devastate him. And then when I'm learning is, well, they can't have somebody not like them. That's not okay. And so he would go out of his way. Oh, I talked to so-and-so and everything's great again. It's like, okay, great. I'd be like, who cares? Like literally who cares about that guy? I mean,
Right.
It's like nobody you're going to see again. Like who cares?
Right. But it like you said, it really trips them up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's, I couldn't imagine living a life like that, but far be it from me to like empathize or sympathize for somebody like that, like, oh, poor you. I kind of feel bad, but also you deserve this.
Yes, exactly. Well, and all my friends would say, like, say we all went out to dinner or something. The next day, my friends would be like, oh, your husband is so nice. I'm like, he wouldn't have you think any other way. You would never see anything. You could walk into a room, somebody could be kicking a dog, I'm just speaking metaphorically, and he wouldn't have said a word because he doesn't want you to not like him. So you can't tell that person, hey, you probably shouldn't be kicking that dog. You know what I mean? It's like he was a people pleaser, which I would say that to some therapists, and they would say like he's a narcissist but a people pleaser, and I'm like, yeah, those kind of go hand in hand, but maybe if they weren't well versed in it. I don't know. I feel like I have a degree in narcissism at this point.
We should just start giving them out,
I'm telling you. How many years were you married? Okay, here's your certificate.
Yeah, more than 7, you got one,
You got one. That's right.
Oh man, that's brutal. I'm so sorry that you dealt with all of that and had to, find out the hard way what a horrible person he was. But you got out and you've been doing a lot of self-work, so that's really incredible.
Yes, I have been doing a lot of self-work. I've been doing for the last about 7 years. We've had some major life experiences. And so because of that, I started doing intensive therapy and kind of off and on here and there, but some really big things that I just didn't feel confident in going through by myself. And so then the last couple of years, really working with somebody, because I thought something's going on. And I think I heard the word gaslighting somewhere, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? So stuff started unraveling. So therapy has been really a great thing for me. And then I also love journaling, and there's a pen to paper kind of thing, and I like a good pen. I'm one of those weirdos that if you ask me to borrow my pen, I want to know why. Why? What are you going to do with it? Why? What are you going to do with that? I'm going to watch you the entire time and then bring it back to me. No, because I just buy myself really nice pens. That's just one of the things I do. And I a nice notebook. And in fact, I created a bunch of journals on Amazon. I love journaling so much that I'm like, other people should have these journals. I just love doing that kind of thing. Either writing down, I'm so sad today, or what are all the good things, or dreaming. I love to go back and read my journals about all the dreams I've had. And just so anything, they're in no order. I go from book to book, depending on my mood. And that has been really helpful for me in getting the words out of my head so that I don't feel like I'm replaying scenarios in my head over and over and over. I feel like it's important to write it down and be like, this was a hard day or this was a good day. And to see the progress of where I've come in the last 9 months. So that's been really good for me. And walking, I love walking. And then recently started just kind of jogging a little. I'm not a runner in any way, shape or form, but that's what I felt like. I started feeling that. And then really good friends who are safe and have either been through divorce like this or can really lend a good ear, and they're wise and not just like, yeah, screw that guy. Not just those friends, but friends that they've been through it and they can kind of counsel me.
Yeah.
I love that.
So those are all really incredible techniques. Writing in general is fantastic. Journaling is even better. Walking or physical exercise, because it releases endorphins immediately and makes you feel better about yourself and more confident. And having friends who've experienced something similar, or are just there to talk to. But how did you identify friends that were healthy for you to talk to?
So the friends how I identified them was you kind of share a little bit and you get a little bit vulnerable, and you have to be okay with doing that and be ready to be rejected. And by that, I mean, they don't want to talk about it. They will change the subject. They don't really offer any advice. They just kind of go like, or whatever. You can just tell the people who don't want to move the conversation and really care about what you're going through. Maybe, maybe they're not comfortable. So those were the friends that I felt like they weren't the friends that I needed to talk to about certain things. They're going to be maybe more my surface level friends. And then I already have a good group of friends that I just see for coffee and things like that. We all kind of went to church together and have, kind of moved apart and whatever, but we come together and we go to coffee or go have happy hour or whatever. And we feel like we can trust each other in saying like, this is a hard thing that's happening. And everyone listens and says, if you need me, I'm here to listen. So especially those friends, thank God for the friends who actually say, if you want to talk, call me, because then put them on your list of people to call. When I wanted to send text messages to my ex, saying things I shouldn't, they were like, send it to me. Don't send it to him. So yeah, I've just listened for responses when I would try to share, and then kind of made changes accordingly that way.
That's a great way to do it. That's how you identify people that you can trust, that respect you, won't judge you.
Right.
And that's a big problem for people in our seat. We're so used to being disrespected, and we're so used to being demeaned and minimized that we end up looking for friends who have the same qualities. So being able to kind of like, push a little bit and, what's it called? Drop information, just like drip information, see who's more receptive.
Yes.
Really good. It's a really good way to do that.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is you have to be vulnerable. And so that's something that I started working on and realizing was a good trait a good trait to have when I was dealing with a lot of codependency and things like that. Being vulnerable seemed to be like the opposite of that. And so I started to be more vulnerable. And then you see who your tribe is once you start to be vulnerable, because look, I don't need people around me just being like, yeah, like yes men. I don't need that. I need the real friends who tell me, don't send that text message, girl, you're going to look crazy. Those kinds of things. Those are the friends I want, and I have those. So I'm thankful for that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I do want to go back. You said something earlier, and I really love this, but you use humor to cope. We laugh at our stories. We laugh at the most ridiculous stuff that they did to us. Yes. So do you have like a moment or like a time frame where you stopped crying about it and started laughing about it?
Okay, well, I grew up in a laughing house, and so I've been laughing the whole time, but but there was a 90% crying and 10% laughing kind of situation. And now it's going more towards 95% laughing and maybe 5% crying. And I think the thing for me is being comfortable that laughing is real and it helps you to cope, and that it's okay to do. I have a very good friend, and I don't know if she'll recognize herself in this story, but I will, it doesn't matter. Like the minute I sit in her car or walk in her front door, we're laughing over the stupidest stuff. We've laughed at her parents' funerals and stuff, and not laughing because there's death, but laughing because it's a way that we have learned to be. And then being there for each other also in the intimate times where you want to cry and all that, but it's okay to laugh, I think, because it's a way to cope. Doesn't have to be at inappropriate times. You're going to have to judge them. That's a judgment thing. But, and I do know when to stop, but for me, it's the way I grew up. And I have just kind of, I just started from the beginning laughing because I couldn't believe my situation. I couldn't believe that after 33 years, he literally took this girl who I've been like watching from afar going, you've got to be kidding me with this woman. They're going to end up together. And then they ended up together. I couldn't even believe it. So all I could do was laugh. I mean, of course I did a lot of crying, but all I could do was laugh.
Yeah. Laughter is great medicine, you know?
Yes, it is.
And sometimes, like you said, like these situations are so ridiculous that
Yeah.
we allowed to happen and didn't see, right? On your podcast, we were talking about all the red flags that we did not see.
No.
And now it's like laughable that we missed all these things and like how ridiculous their behavior was. Like mine would throw tantrums about everything. And in the moment it would stress me out. But thinking back, I'm like, God, you were such a fucking baby.
They will throw a toddler size fit. I am telling you. And I always laugh and say, because I saw this on a meme one time and I wish I could find it again, but it was, oh, that's a nice red flag. I bet I could make a cute skirt out of it. No, that's where I was. I can fix it. I can fix it. You know what I mean? That was my personality. And so now and look, we have to have grace for ourselves. Like that's how we were. And that's okay. I and when you know better, you do better. So I know better. And so that's why I want to keep moving forward and heal, because I hope that someone listens to this and says, oh, that's a red flag. Well, it might be. Yeah. So listen up.
Learn something here. No, I'm just kidding.
You never know.
But that's why I think sharing stories is important, right?
Yeah,
There are red flags that I probably don't remember from.
Yes.
Don't see still from my experiences, and I'll learn something new, or even like a coping mechanism that I use or used during.
Right.
I didn't realize I was using, I learned that from other people. And
yes, and that's the thing. And that's why I think what you do is so important. And then talking about these things, I thought it was so wise that my friend said, not just in community that we heal, but in conversation. Because if I never would have said anything to my friends, if I would have just said, we're getting divorced and that's it, we grew apart. But because I opened up, they were like, that happened to me. And this is how I healed. And you're going to be okay. And so that was important to hear those stories. And if we don't talk about it, then we don't know that other people have gone through it and other people have healed. And that's where the hope comes in, where now I live a life that's full of hope. That doesn't mean I don't cry sometimes. And that it just means I live a life full of hope, that my future looks bright, and it's better than being there with him. Yeah.
Oh my God. Everything is better than being there with him.
That's right. Yes, I know.
But it's true. I mean, a lot of the people that you have heard come onto my podcast, listeners, are people that I met through talking about my experiences.
Yes.
And in fact, a lot of my best friends that I, stay in touch with regularly, we connected because of similar stories. Wow. And that it makes an impact, right? There's like a much deeper level of understanding that you don't get from people that don't have those experiences. Right. So I think it's so important.
And so I do encourage your listeners to be vulnerable and just tell one trusted friend, say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm struggling, because I wasn't going to say anything when we were getting divorced, because of course my ex said, don't tell anybody yet and whatever. But my sister and brother were the ones who noticed first that there was an issue. And so I kind of was like, I'm going to say I was trapped, because my sister called me and said, what's happening? There's something wrong. Like she just confronted me. And so I wasn't going to lie. She knew, there was no way to lie about it at that point. Because I was really sad. I kind of wear what you see, I have that resting face that everybody knows what I'm thinking.
Which is good, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I'll be like, what's happening? And that's okay. And so I just encourage people to find a trusted friend. And even if you tell a little bit and say, I'm kind of worried about this situation, or what would you do? Because you never know how somebody could help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this.
Of course.
Tell us where we can get your journals, where we can find your podcast.
Sure. Well, I am everywhere on That's Where I'm At podcast. You can find me on all the socials, and I have a website on there, and my journals are linked in there. I have a divorce journal for, gratitude. Okay. Cause gratitude. I'm grateful that I'm divorced. Sorry. No, not sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. Don't apologize at all. Well, yeah, you're divorced. And
that's right. Sorry, happily. And I have just a lot of other journals because I just think journaling is so important, and some are salty and some are with scriptures. I fly around both sides of the spectrum, you know. I cuss and I also will recite scripture to you. That's who I am. But everywhere, yeah, I'm everywhere on That's Where I'm At podcast, and that's where I'm at podcast.com.
Perfect. Thank you again so much for being here and so candid and honest. It's so nice to have just like flowing conversations.
Yes.
It's so easy.
I am so glad that I'm at this point where we can sit and talk about it and kind of laugh about it. I love it. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Anytime. You're welcome back. Literally anytime.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much for joining us on this empowering episode of Healing from Emotional Abuse. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to support your journey towards healing and growth. We want to express our deepest, heartfelt gratitude to all of our incredible guests who have continued to bravely share their stories, as well as to our devoted listeners who have supported us on this remarkable adventure. Your unwavering commitment to breaking the silence and healing from emotional abuse, surrounding abuse and sexual assault, and promoting a world free from violence is truly commendable. We would also like to remind you that in addition to the podcast, we offer personalized one-on-one and group coaching services to support your healing journey. Our compassionate and experienced coaches are here to provide guidance, tools, and a safe space for you to explore your path towards empowerment and well-being. Visit our website at www.coachingwithmarissa.com. That's www.coaching, COACHING, with WITH, Marissa, MARISSA.com to learn more and book a coaching session. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Reach out to support networks, seek professional help, and always remember your worth and strength. Only about 7% of survivors seek resources. We need to up that number. Healing is possible, and together we can break the chains of abuse and build a brighter future. We invite you to stay connected with us on social media to continue the conversation and receive updates on future episodes, resources, and community events. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and ask Marissa at www.marissafaycohen.com. That's www.marissa, MARISSA, Faye, FAYE, Cohen, COHEN.com. Thank you once again for being a part of our community, and remember, your story matters. Let's continue to uplift, inspire, and empower one another. This concludes another transformative episode of Healing from Emotional Abuse. Until next time, I'm your host, Marissa F. Cohen, and together we can live free, confident, and peaceful lives after abuse and assault.